Hi and welcome. This is Wellness Wednesday with Lauren Baptiste of Acheloa Wellness. I am so excited for you to be here for our first of very many Wellness Wednesdays. So today's topic is all about managing your stress. And so today we're talking about three ways specifically that you can manage your stress. So if you're joining the live, let me know where you're coming from. Say hello. Are you at work? Are you at home? Are you playing hooky? Where are you today? I want to know and I want to say hello. I'm so excited for you to be here. So why are we starting with stress? Wellness Wednesday can be about a host of different things, but we're talking about stress. And the root of stress, or I should say the root of our health, or root of our issues, the root of what is going on, I have seen after working with clients for a long time that the root of it is our stress. So when we're stressed, we're not our best selves. We know that when we don't feel good in our bodies, whether we feel sick or whether we feel just tightness in the heart or heaviness in the shoulders. We know this when we're stressed that maybe we don't perform our best when we're at a big meeting at work or we're trying to get 10 things done and all of a sudden I find myself on Instagram or Facebook, right? And this is what happens. So when our stress is really high, our success can be reduced. So what's really important is when we're talking about wellness and well-being as a whole, we start with stress. So let me take a step back in case we haven't met before. My name is Lauren Baptiste, and I'm an executive wellness coach and founder of Acheloa Wellness. My company empowers and equips ambitious, committed, and soulful women with the tools, the techniques, and the mindset shifts to be successful in today's environment. We teach you how to thrive. We teach you how to thrive because what's better than thriving? I bring a background in the ancient science of Ayurveda, yoga, Reiki, holistic nutrition, plus I have 10 years of living experience working in corporate stress. And from there, I've built customized solutions for women to be successful. So as a result of working with us, women feel more peaceful, more connected, more empowered, more confident. They feel better in their bodies, more energetic. The list goes on and on and on. But today, we're talking about you taking the reins of your health with these three ways. So let's go into it right now. And so what I would love to do is start by talking about what is stress, because we feel stress, but sometimes we don't really think about, well, what is it to begin with? And let's talk about that. So stress, really simply, is a reaction. It's a reaction to a trigger. So if I tap myself in the shoulder right now, what I'm feeling, that reaction is stress. So maybe me tapping my shoulder is very low stress because I know I'm not alert. I don't need to be on guard. But have you ever been waiting for a bus or a subway or something where somebody taps you on the shoulder and you get all jittery? That's a reaction. That's your stress at work. And so before we say, I'm going to get rid of all of my stress altogether, which sometimes would be good, but other times maybe not so great, what I want you to start to think about is how can I use my stress to empower me to feel better? And there's so many ways you can use your stress to benefit you, to work smarter, to be better in everything that you're doing. So just a little bit more information about stress, because when we're talking about how to manage it, we really need to wrap our heads around how big this issue really is. And so what they say is 66% of Americans cite work as one of the most significant sources of stress. Does that resonate? Yes, no? Let me know in the comments. Let me know, does that even connect with you at all? Definitely connected with me for sure. They say 80% of workers feel stress on the job. Work stress is as bad for the heart as smoking or high cholesterol. Wow. So if you don't smoke, but you have high stress, it's almost the same thing. Or if you do have high stress and you smoke, it's a double whammy. So you want to start to get in front of it immediately. And the one statistic that I think is really powerful is that 75 to 90% of all visits to the doctor are for stress-related health concerns. Wow. 75 to 90%. That means migraines, that means menstrual cycle irregularities, that means weight fluctuations, heart health. It could be an anxiety or depression. It can even mean disconnection to your purpose in your life of what you enjoy doing. So there is a huge spectrum of what's going on and why we need to get in front of our stress, why we need to manage it. So we're going to do it right now, right here. So number one way that you can manage your stress is with your diet. This doesn't mean you have to go on a diet. We know, especially with New Year's resolutions, that diets aren't always successful, right? And that's because we're setting ourselves up to fail. But the reality is our diet plays an important part in our health, an incredibly important part. They say 86% of disease lives in the GI tract, the gastrointestinal tract. So if you're not sure what the GI tract is, it's the pipe working inside of this body from the mouth to the colon. And so that piping that's within us, it digests our food, it absorbs nutrients, it helps us regulate waste so that we can keep living each day. But even just living in, even our digestion, right, is so powerful. So the fact that 86% of diseases live in the GI tract says something really important about what we're putting into our bodies. Now, today I'm not going to talk about diet in too much detail because this is a mini class and we are going through just really easy, quick tips to go through. But think about your diet and ask yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, how well are you eating? Right? A lot of times, especially after the holidays, maybe we feel more sluggish, maybe we gain some weight, maybe we feel unhealthy. Think about your health on a scale of 1 to 10. How are you? How is your health? How is how is the food that you've been eating? So a lot of us might have heard some of these statistics about alcohol and eating meat, especially red meat, and what food can be doing to the body. And now there's even, right, you hear things about, is milk good? Is milk bad? Is margarine good or bad? Or, are carbs okay? Or am I gluten-free now? And so the reality and the answer is that it varies for every single individual because we each have a unique body. And knowing that body, there are things that are good for us and things that aren't so great for us. But a lot of times if we're going to white sugar, if we're drinking too much alcohol in excess, or if we're eating even meals that are too big, right? Think about that feeling after Thanksgiving where you feel so heavy. It's actually really hard for the body to digest. And even if your entire Thanksgiving spread was 100% organic, there's a really good chance that you've created toxin in the body just by over cramming the tummy with food. So I want you to think about, as you're stepping into 2020, how can you clean up your diet? Now, I'm not asking you, okay, stop eating everything you've been eating and change your lifestyle immediately, because that's not going to work. But even as you're thinking as resolutions or into what you need for this year, start to think about, can I eat cleaner? This year, I'm going to drink more water. This year, I'm going to have more vegetables in every meal, have a vegetable in every meal. Wow, that would be amazing. So many of us aren't even getting 1 or 2 vegetables a day. So if you can get at least 3 in a meal or in a day, that's incredible. It's a step forward. And if you're already there, take it to the next level. Okay, how can I reduce certain foods that aren't feeling so good for me? So maybe tomatoes give me inflammation, etc. So just think about your diet, and instead of overhauling and saying, I'm not going to have chips ever again, I'm never going to eat a cookie. What if you made cookies with a different type of sugar, a cleaner sugar? So it could be a coconut sugar instead of a white sugar. And that way it's less processed and it digests better and it enters the body and it's seen as nutrient as opposed to toxin. So that's diet. And so I would love to know, what are you thinking when you hear this? Does this feel reasonable? Do you feel like you could benefit by cleaning your diet to improve your stress? So let me know. But let's go on to number 2. I'll come in, I'll check comments in a little bit. So number 2 is lifestyle. Wow. Okay. Let's think about this. Take a step back. And the holidays are so great because usually we're all like, after the holidays, we need to detox. Have you ever experienced that? you could probably say I experience it almost every year, right? Until I started to apply these principles. Now, lifestyle has a really important play into how we eat, what we do, the things that are happening. So what if you work all day and you don't eat meals at the same time? So I'm working a really long day. Maybe I bring my breakfast, maybe I just don't eat breakfast altogether. Then for lunch, I either eat it really fast at my desk, or maybe I'm eating it at 3 o'clock because I forgot to eat, or I was so busy, I had so many meetings, I lost track of time, right? Have you ever experienced that? That can be stress too. And then there's the opposite way of, do you find yourself snacking all day and eating and picking on foods that really don't serve you? And so we're going to move away from foods because I want to really distinguish diet from lifestyle. And so lifestyle can be the things that we're doing every single day in our routines, whether we know it's a routine or not, that are self-sabotaging. So thinking about it, going to sleep really late and not giving yourself a sufficient amount of time to sleep. Now, I know a lot of you might be thinking, yeah, I know this isn't new, but I want you to ask yourself, are you living this? Are you living this? Are you actually giving yourself the amount of sleep that you need? Now, that number can vary from 6 hours to 8 or 9 hours, depending on you and your body and your needs. But what time are you going to bed? They say that even going to bed at 10 o'clock at night has a better effect than going to bed at midnight. And so there's a reason for that, and it's part of our circadian rhythm. But just imagine if you could go to bed a little bit earlier tonight, and then see if you can go to bed a little bit earlier day over day. And then all of a sudden the nights past midnight become fewer and farther between. That will benefit your health. What that will do is while you're sleeping, it allows all of your organs to clean and detox and feel great. So lifestyle is really important. So let's go beyond sleeping. Let's go beyond eating. Lifestyle. Okay, what time are you looking at your phone? How soon before you get out of bed are you looking at your phone, at the messages on Instagram, at the news that's come through on the notifications on your banner screen? How soon are you looking at your phone before you're going to bed, or before you're waking up? Now, some of you might say, and might be guilty of looking at your phone while you're in bed before you get out of bed. This is really toxic to your stress. And so the reason why is that it's already lowering your energy immediately. Now, some of you might say, well, it gets me out of bed. I feel energized. I feel ready. I have a to-do list. I have a fire under my ass to get going. But what I will tell you is that fire is already burning your energy reserves, and you're not even awake yet. You're not out of bed yet. Imagine what you might look like in bed, right? Do you want the world to see you in that variation of yourself, with your hair all crazy, with your breath all whatever, right? Like with your eyes maybe feeling crusty, feeling gross and sweaty or whatever, right? Do you want the world seeing you like that? No. So why would we show up to the world like that? Why would we immediately go to our email and our Instagram and our work and all of a sudden just start responding to things? It's really not great. So that type of lifestyle that we're living, screen to screen, email to email, meeting to meeting, moment to moment, where you're waking up and then you're sprinting through your day and passing out, is not sustainable. So if you're saying, oh, that's my day every day, and you're also saying that's why my stress is so high, then yeah, that is why. That's part of it. So I'm not telling you throw your phone away. I'm not telling you get rid of it, right? But can you not look at your phone until breakfast? Can you put your phone away an hour before sleep? No screens an hour before you're going to bed? Can you eat lunch and look out a window instead of looking out at your screen, right? These little things can change your day, can make you feel better. Recently, over the past weekend, I actually just did a full media cleanse for 24 hours. 24 hours, no phone, no screen, no internet, and the day felt long and